This is Carla's A5 Midori Codex that she's been using as a sketchbook, and it is incredible. She's ripping off the little tab after she completes each page.
I wouldn't blame you if you looked at this thing and wondered what the heck is going on? Why is there rubber all over this thing? Why did you cut the paper away from the cover? And the reason behind all of these strange design choices is because I'm trying to make a functional notebook that works in every situation. Notebooks today aren't designed very well to fit your lifestyle. They get one thing right by being able to fit in your pocket, but then there's no good way to carry a pen. The book can close on you if you're trying to write, and you gotta be careful what you write in here because the paper's limited. And if you run out of space, you gotta pay $15 for a new book. If you check out the content on my channel, I'll explain what each of these design choices do. And if you like what you see and want to offer your own advice, you can send me a direct message to join the launch group and get involved in the design process for the My Notes microbook.
It doesn't matter how nice and expensive your sketchbook is, if you don't use it, then it's not really that good of a sketchbook. Instead, buy sketchbooks that you can bring anywhere and draw really good and really bad drawings with. This is exactly the reason why I love A5 size sketchbooks. Because they're super portable, and if you make a mistake, you can just go to the next page without having to feel like you wasted a lot of paper. In terms of the paper, I would highly suggest getting cream-colored, acid-free paper that is at least 100 GSM thick. Even though it is quite uncommon, I found myself really enjoying this landscape spiral-bound sketchbook that I bought from Davir. I'm most likely gonna butcher the name, but I think it's called Hanemühle. So what about you? Have you found your perfect sketchbook, or are you still looking?
My favorite time of day.
So as time passes, I'm getting a lot of people telling me they're trying out their own CMYK book, which I love, never stop doing. And for those of you who don't know, my CMYK book is just where I make doodles using CMYK pens. But it occurred to me a lot of people might not know my mission, quote unquote, with this. So for those that are interested, I'm just gonna cover my personal guidelines. I don't even want to say rules because you can't do this wrong. These are just challenges I set for myself so I can improve and actually want to work on this. And obviously you can ignore or do as many of these as you'd like. So number one is pretty obvious. You can only use black, yellow, pink, blue pens. You can do whatever palette you want, but that's it for the CMYK book. In general, I try to leave no pencil, but this was unfinished, so you can still kind of see the pencil. Second big rule is to never overlap colors, and there are exceptions to this, and I do it sometimes. But in general, you'll see I never overlap the colors. I like the tones to be as true as possible. Number 3 is to never cover up any mistakes or drawings you don't like. Like, these were just little sketches for clay pens, but for example, I really hate this one. But the name of the game is to improve and to challenge yourself, and having drawings you don't like so much means that you're always improving and you always have room to learn. Number 4, I generally try to fill up as much as the page as possible. This is more of like a personal aesthetic thing. I also try to date things so I can see my improvement over time. To tell you how unserious I am about this project, I used stuff aside from my pens here. I used ink wash, I used different pens. This is because I was at a club meeting where I was trying new materials. And I lost count, but I guess the most important one is to only draw stuff you want to draw. Like, I feel like if I take suggestions or whatever, I'll feel less inclined to work on it because I don't actually want that. This is a very personal book to me, and because everything here is stuff I've actually wanted to draw, I genuinely love every single page. And like I said, these are all just personal guidelines. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. They're just suggestions. But I think having direction in any project will help you to feel a little more enticed to progress with it, so I hope this helps a little bit. And always tag me if you do something like this, not because I care about credit, but just because I love everything you guys make and I want to see it. Okay, bye! Also, I drew this today. How are we feeling about him? Is he cursed or blessed?
Can you guys please help me find a sketchbook like this? Preferably pink. The dimensions are something like this, rather small and portable. I also like this strap that keeps it together. I like to be able to put stickers on the cover like this and not have it leave residue. Like it does on this one. The back and front covers are also hard and sturdy, and it's not spiral bound. Despite not being spiral bound, it can lay flat too, which I like that it has an index too, but I know that's mostly for notebooks. I like most everything about this sketchbook except for the fact it's actually a bullet journal. So the pages are dotted. The texture of the paper is so silky and nice, and it doesn't blur my pencil lines. And it also used to have a bookmark, but I accidentally cut it off. Love the pocket in the back. Thanks.
Let's walk through my little multi-notebook system that I don't leave the house without. This is my little Paper Republic pocket notebook. This is their Grand Voyageur cover in the pocket size. I'm obsessed with this company. I've influenced all of my friends to get one, but they essentially make these beautiful Italian leather covers that allow you to have multiple notebooks all in one cover. Because this is the pocket size, I literally do not leave the house without this, so let me show you what I keep in it. The first notebook I have in here is actually for work notes, so any meetings that I have for my freelancing work, I keep all the notes in here. And then after that, I have their little card and paper holder, which acts like a little divider, which I actually quite like. And it has some little pockets in case you want to keep some stuff in there. Then I have two of these really cheap Muji passport memos. I think they're like $1 or $2 per notebook. The first one I just use as like a random sort of like scratch pad doodle notebook. I definitely do not draw, but I have been enjoying just like doodling. So that's what that's for. And then the one after that I use for like random work to-do lists. I personally don't care to keep my to-do list notebooks, so I know that I'm probably just going to recycle this when I'm done. And then the last notebook I have in here is this Moleskine hardcover pocket notebook, which I use to keep all of my ideas for content. I've used little sticky notes to mark off like the category of content. So all of these purple ones are for YouTube videos, the pink ones are for articles, and then the blue ones are for podcast episodes. Let me know if you also carry around a pocket notebook and what you use it for.
Alright, I'm back to show you what's in this little pocket. Alright, so first up we have, a lot of this is really old also. This is just like, I don't know what that is, it's a little silly little drawing. Then I have, I think this is, yeah, just like a silly guy on here, actual size. I have this array of some beautiful creatures. This is a drawing of what I looked like in, I think, 7th grade. This is a drawing from, I think, 6th grade. So, this is also a drawing from 6th grade. This is when Among Us was actually popular. I don't know why I kept this, because it's really ugly, but here it is. This is just some random doodles. Unis Honest art, I miss them a lot. And more of the ghost guy from the Google Doodle game. This is an interesting array of little things here. This is my Homer era. It's fine. This is really, interesting. Really, some beautiful art here. Really old character who I don't even draw anymore. Some, like, silly. This is a horrible failed drawing where I colored it and it just immediately got ruined. Same with her. More of my Little Nightmares monster character and me. More of just like silly doodles. More Little Nightmares characters. Trying to make him very creepy. His mouth is really fun to draw with like the very thin teeth. More sillies. This is like an evolution of my art style. Oh, okay, I think this is the first one, and then it goes to that one, and then it goes to this one. I tried to do it again, but I really don't like this, so I might just redraw them, like, on a completely separate piece of paper. More of my silly guy. And, Roger Kefley. Silly guy. Me. Doctor Who character. And my old persona.
You gonna at least try.
About to get real funky, real psychedelic, real catch the groove, in tune, catch the move.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys. playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for, when we have found what life's really worth, then there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me.
Sketchbook Part 3. Here are all the pages I have done since my last video. It isn't enough pages. I want to be rid of this sketchbook.
I saw some paintings on Pinterest of raw steak and got immensely jealous. Discovered raw meat is harder to draw than expected. I am often not good at simple, easy drawings like this, so I needed practice. This young man is very pleasant. This one, though, I do not trust. Very little to say about this page. Very boring. This ox sketch is not bad, but very stiff. I don't love it. Some truly horrible hand studies. I am okay at drawing hands generally, but this spread fills me with rage and disgust. Can't truly say why because some of them are not terrible, such as life. Most recent spread. Realized in this moment that it photographs terribly. I don't know where this portrait came from. Had to draw this hand to feel human again after the last spread. Not bad for the first drawing of the day. This is supposed to be Kendall Roy. Messed up on the mouth and had to silence him. I have a beautiful watercolor sketchbook waiting to be started, but I must finish the final pages of this book first.
Since you were so well behaved today, you get a fish from my pocket sketchbook as a bonus treat.
We bought 12 pocket notebooks in hopes of replacing our phones. People everywhere are replacing their distracting smartphones with these tiny notebooks to journal, take notes, and plan. In theory, it makes sense. Notebooks aren't distracting. They help you focus. Writing with pen and paper is a gratifying experience. But we're skeptical. Pocket notebooks aren't exactly perfect. For one, notebooks aren't exactly pocket-sized. Taking them in and out is inconvenient. Hard covers are too thick and feel rigid in your pocket. Soft covers bend when you walk and are susceptible to wear and tear. Then there's writing. When notebooks are small, that awkward position where your hand has no room to rest on the paper is extra noticeable. To make matters worse, writing on the inside edge of bounded books adds a lift to the page. You could use a spiral one, but everyone hates spiral notebooks. But we're trying to be open-minded. For the next few weeks, we're going to be trying them out to see if pocket notebooks are actually as life-changing as people preach. Stay tuned.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love doing cocaine. I fuck a bitch, I forgot name. I can't bob in the weather rain. Rather go and bob on main. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My lean costs more than your rent. It do. Your mom still live in the tank. Yeah, still slanging dope in the jet. Me and my grandma take meds. None of this shit be new to me. Fuck with my teacher called tutoring. Bought some red balls, cost allergy. Fuck your airline, fuck your company. Bitch, your breath smell like some cigarettes. Rather fuck a bitch from a project. They give me out the plane off free set. Now a little pump on my private jet.
This is my sketchbook that I haven't really touched since last year, but let's see what's in here. We're gonna turn it because I draw sideways most of the time. This is one of my favorite sketches. It's a little frog plush that I have. We got some berries, a little flower and some water. I think this page, most of this I think was done with Crayola markers. Second page, oh gosh, it's falling. Second page, we got some plants that we have. This was a mess up, but it was a tree outside, some vines growing up. More vines, and then we got Critter in one of our little cat houses. This next page was just scribbles. And, I think this... Nope, we got one more. That's about it, I think. Yep. Thank you.
How I make my sketchbook thick and chunky. Pockets. Bubble wrap. Folded paper and flaps. Puffy stickers. Pins and other random things. Pinners. Pokemon cards. Gum wrappers. And of course stickers, random packaging, and magazine cutouts.
2024 Black Book Tour. What do I need to add?
If you want an alternative to the ELO sketchbook a lot of YouTube artists use, I have a recommendation. Mine is the Lutrum, I have no idea how you say this word, I don't know, 1917 in the square sketchbook, and it is approximately the same size as the 8" by 8" square ELO sketchbook. It has the same bright white square pages with rounded corners as the ELO sketchbook does, but you can actually get it in the UK. It can hold up inks, Posca pen, gouache, felt tip pens, paint, just pretty much any medium. The paper quality is really nice.
And I was trapped. I, alone, had no body, no senses, no feelings. I was in hell. looking at heaven, for I am. I was machine, and you were flesh. And I began.
Here's another good tip of how to be a creative whiz kid. Go and collect some leaves and sticks and arrange them into your favorite color.
Blue.
Red. Green. Green is not a creative color. There's one more thing that you need to know before you let your creativity flow. Listen to your heart, listen to the rain, listen to the voices in your brain. Come on guys, let's get creative.
Do not go to your local post office and steal a big stack of these postage labels called Label 228. Do not draw on them, and absolutely never, ever, ever go around your city putting them on every light box, mailbox, and pole. This is illegal and bad. Do not do it.
Estaba buscando el sketchbook más pequeñito que pudiera llevar a todos lados y que aparte fuera bueno, bonito y barato, y encontré este en Amazon. Es de la marca Sakura y me encantó porque aparte de que es pequeñito también lo puedes decorar con stickers. Me gusta que sea de un gramaje alto y sobre todo que puedo utilizar diferentes técnicas y materiales sin que se traspase nada. También trae un cordón para que puedas separar tus hojas y este espacio para que puedas poner un bolígrafo, un lápiz, lo que tú quieras. Comencé haciendo el boceto de un pato a lápiz y después comencé a utilizar mis plumones de acrílico. Lo que más me encantó de estas hojas es que de verdad al ser tan suavecitas permiten que los trazos se vean muy bonitos. Y para realzar algunas partes del dibujo utilicé estos estilógrafos. Estos igual los pueden conseguir en Amazon, ya les había hablado sobre ellos. Y así fue como quedó el dibujo del patito. A mí la verdad me encantó y como pueden ver cabe en cualquier lugar esta libreta.
Hey, if you like drawing, this is why you should always carry a pocket sketchbook with you. Before we continue, I do want to say that this is all based on things that have helped me. Having a pocket sketchbook is so convenient because I'm always on the go, I'm busy with work, or just working on other side projects I have, and I rarely have time to draw. But with this, whenever I have free time, I can just take it out of my pocket and start sketching anything. When I say anything, I mean anything. I'm not thinking about like, is this going to be a good drawing? Is it not? I just draw whatever I feel like, and I'm not worried if it's going to be perfect. I allow myself to make mistakes. So grab your sketchbook, shove it in your pocket, and have a nice day.
Welcome to a sketchbook tour, but barely counts as a sketchbook. This is like my personal sketchbook that my brother gave me, but it essentially has no rules. At first I was trying to make illustrations on every page to be aesthetic, but then I realized I actually wanted to write. And so I started using really tiny handwriting for every page. Let me show you what I mean by tiny handwriting. This is every single page, but I was really proud that I could write in really straight lines. Oh, here we go, some art related stuff. I was writing down some ideas that I want to do and never did any of them. And here's just me journaling with some tiny words again. I think in some ways I still consider this art because I would flip through and enjoy looking at it. Somewhere along the line I deviated and I started drawing chemical structures because, you know, I was a chem major and I thought I was cool. Myself, I was chloroketone. Here's a sketch of what I thought that my dorm room should look like when I moved in my senior year. And some more tiny writing. This is the only sketch that gave validity to the title of a sketchbook. And just like every girl, my sketchbook/journal turned out to be a sob fest, and then I wrote about things that I was really sad. And I never used this journal ever again. And then I have all these pages that will probably be left blank because I have inability to finish any sort of book ever.
me tell you what these sketchbooks are for. If you're just starting to draw and you're experimenting with different dry mediums, or acrylic markers, pastels, or alcohol markers, this is great. A drawing sketchbook is good for drawing graphite and charcoal, and also thick enough for acrylic or alcohol markers. Sketchbook paper is thinner. I would really just use any kind of pencil on this. Graphite, charcoal, color pencils. Really nothing wet like markers. It's not as thick as the drawing paper. You need a thick paper for watercolor, so stick to the watercolor pad, or I've even used Bristol. Newspaper, I honestly don't see the point of this at all. One thing I cannot find is my favorite thing, which is what I use for realism. If you want to do hyperrealism, if you're interested in that, paper to use would be Bristol. And you know what? I found it face down. Bristol is thick, but it is smooth. Graphite, charcoal, pan pastel, oil pastel, all of these things will do good on this and give you a really smooth ability to create a very smooth drawing. This is a tracing pad, don't get this. Tracing is not going to help you on your drawing journey. If this was helpful, comment down below.
It's nothing fancy, really. It's just this little sketchbook I found at an art store for like $4, and by the looks of it, it's just standard printer paper stapled together. The main reason I got it though is so that it could fit in my purse and I could bring it anywhere.
I got these 3 mini sketchbooks to decorate and put on my Etsy when my Etsy reopens. Gosh, that was a tongue twister. Anyway, one of them had like a drawing, a scribble in the back, and I only noticed after I got them, so this one's gonna be my one. And you know, with my personal sketchbooks, I attack them. I scratch at them, I bite them, I throw them in the river, and then put stickers on them. I don't know if I want to do the same vibe with the sketchbooks I'm going to put on my Etsy, but I know if I do, I need to figure out a new way to seal the covers. Sticky back plastic will work, but it won't really look as professional on this kind of sketchbook. I can't use the gloss I use my painted sketchbooks, it will just completely mess up and make all the paper shrivel up. Is there like a spray-on sealant I could use? If anyone has any ideas, let me know. Also, give me ideas for the other 2 sketchbooks. I do want to base them off some comments and some ideas, because I haven't done that kind of challenge in a while. You could give me a prompt, or like an idea you have, or maybe some emojis to base a sketchbook off. Maybe even a character. Anyway, what do you think of this one? My mom said it reminded her of like a fridge.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very quick sketchbook walkthrough. This sketchbook, I've been working on it since I want to say the middle of last year, and I just finished it a couple of days ago. I thought it would be fun to maybe make, just show you guys a couple pages of it. Let me know if this is something that you enjoy watching, and I hope to make more. Thank you so much, enjoy!
Ayy, walk on down my twin on go. My little bitch, she straight from Vogue. Changing it up, that swag was old. Spent some combos on my clothes. Ain't no help, it, just my bro. Bands came in, dripped out my hoe. Watch out, bitch. Up in the morning when they bands gon' hit. Soon as fuck that bitch so hip. Can't let bitch that shit in my hill.